of the time I'll donate money to civilians who are in need, but that's just because I work hard to get my money and I decide to give it back.
And you know what? In that particular instance, just how we have a tax breaks for what Mr. Dell is saying for business owners, I would say that you would deserve a tax break in terms of how much money that you have donated back to the community. I feel like that's definitely something that we can address.
Yeah. And you're going to be unable to pinpoint every single person.
I mean, what are we doing this debate for then? Because in my opinion, in your opinion, you're completely mute until after this election, right?
Of course, but opinions state into facts.
So
you have no facts that can lead into this, sir.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So where is your facts that are telling me that this can't happen?
No,
sir, he's not saying that it can't happen. He's saying this is like an unrealistic goal. Because you do realize that you can't pinpoint every single man in the city and decide how much money they make and what their tax break should be. That just doesn't seem like it.
It's the second door, no?
Oh, 100%. Mr. Doe, again, you're getting into the point where it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me, officer.
How's it going, Barney?
There he is.
And you're telling me that you're the entire wealthy class? Mr. Doe, I've already said that there are certain people in the city that this would exclude. And you yourself have already said that you have a connection with lower class citizens, but there's some people in your position and your wealth status that don't have that connection to other citizens.
That man don't have money. Don't let him lie to you.
But they work so hard to gain that money. It doesn't make sense that they deserve a tax cut.
Only got
$5,000. And that's
everyone,
an opinion. That right there is an opinion.
Yeah, of course, it's opinion. But opinions are
every time I see you, sir.
Is
that
Mr.
Doe?
That's able for you to have it. You're allowed to have that opinion.
I'm just gonna say, man, like simply you can't tax every single civilian unless, of course, you can push for that if you really like that to happen. But it doesn't seem like a realistic goal.
It's why I'm running. So.
Yeah, y'all girls should have dressed up for it then.
Why are none of them on normal or shuffle?
They're not debating though. It's not the debate though. This
isn't a debate. This is just simple.
This is just chilling for a minute until the debate starts.
Yeah, but the people got a voice.
Remember, Nathan Prince for Congress.
Hey man, they definitely do have a voice.
We're hanging out until the debate starts.
Yeah, it's time they heard that voice too.
Oh, there's Duke. I
like you, Dale.
Wait, where's Duke? Where's Duke at?
Thank you.
I'm right here.
Oh shit! I didn't even recognize you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Clothing.
Figured it was, perfect for the occasion.
That's fancy.
You can buy me a
I
shirt.
see it.
Thank you.
You need some money, sir?
Yeah, I'm broke.
Who's funny?
Can you go on like shout or
77.
8, 7,
Oh yeah.
Who
got some money?
You have free money. I don't have a shirt.
I heard you gotta use this on a shirt. Yeah, I don't even have a shirt on.
Oh yeah, buddy. Trust me, I will, man.
God, I'm on the stage. I
haven't got one tip.
It's Dale.
I refuse to give
You
money.
should go buy a Louis Vuitton shirt with that, sir.
There she is.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness, hearing link. Oh.
Yo, man, appreciate
that.
Why'd you give me so much money? You want me to buy a diamond encrusted fucking shirt?
I told you I wanted you to buy a Louis shirt, man.
A Louis shirt for
Yes,
50
sir.
grand?
Tipper Gray, ID number is 59.
Who is? Oh yeah.
Last time I was at one of these debates, I got shot by a Russian.
Sucks to suck,
Fun
man.
fact. Yeah, I got sniped.
Excuse me, sir.
Sucks to suck.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hey, real quick, can I have everyone's attention?
Sir.
Got a thick
Everyone
skull.
draw attention to Mr. Lawrence.
How's everyone doing? Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to give you a quick rundown, as I understand it, of how this is going to go. And then I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck. And our superstar celebrity mediator, Mort Spandex, will be taking it over from there. Two things to note before we get into the format. One, this is Mrs. Pauly Alfredo's bar. Thank her for allowing us to use this venue for the debate. Please respect her wishes for anything that is going on. This is a government debate for the community of the state of San Andreas. So please respect and be professional to the individual speaking. Do not speak over them. Everyone will have 2 minutes to respond to a list of questions that Mort will be speaking on. After your 2 minutes has been given to each of the candidates, they will have another 2 minutes each to respond. In responding to after the response has been done, they will move on to the next question. We will rinse and repeat. At the end of Mort's questions, we will have a few questions from the community, same format. And at the end of that, the debate will draw to a close, and the voting will open. Please help yourself to whiskey, cupcakes, anything that you want. And again, thank you for making the community better.
Whiskey and cupcakes, huh?
How much for a cupcake?
Hey,
Cupcakes.
Mr.
50K.
Merckx.
Everybody heard fucking cupcakes.
50K for a cupcake?
Okay, I am gonna ask that everyone get off the stage and stand about this far back.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Good point.
Buying
Yep.
a cupcake for 50K?
And the guy on the stage needs to get off the stage.
just
If
go
anyone tries to run up on
stand
the
over there,
stage
you
during
go.
the debate, you will be escorted out.
Potentially
arrested.
Where do you want us to
Where's
stand?
my tip for dancing?
Just stay about this far back. Basically, this is good.
Sounds good, man. Ready
All
when
right.
you are.
Mic check up here. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey,
Sorry,
all right.
how's it going, Mort?
Hey. All right. So we have.
Are you ready to start? I think we're starting. We're giving some people more time, so we're going to be starting in about 13 minutes. Okay?
Yo, can you guys
Oh,
on the top
yeah,
here?
okay. Check 1 2. Can you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
hear me?
Can
up there?
everybody hear up there?
Yeah, we can
Put
hear.
your-
We can hear.
we can hear you.
Cool.
All
Bet.
good.
Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it. I think this is going to be awesome. Go team.
All right. So I'm just gonna wait, and I'll be back.
All right, please chat amongst yourselves. Feel free to listen to the music.
I'm sorry.
You can watch the ad campaigns on the TV right there. Review the political platforms.
Wait,
get
can
your
you
questions
actually
ready.
buy a drink here?
Yeah, there should be drinks, are there not?
I want to get I need a water or something because I can't drink on duty, so I need like a water.
I got you, officer.
Let me check. It's 100.
You guys hitting the bong over there?
Thank you, Dale.
Yo,
You
pass
got
the
my
fucking
vote.
bong, bro.
You're welcome, sir.
Yo, you guys
Yeah.
smoking Zaz up there?
No,
Zaza.
maybe. I got a thing from the doctor that says I can.
Nick.
It better be 3 bags.
What he
Hello?
Yeah,
Just
3
hits
bags
from the
of
bar.
Murray,
I
what's
got
up,
that
Brooke?
kefir
I
up
can
here.
barely
Y'all
hear you.
want some?
Best of luck to you
How's it
guys.
going?
You got Keith?
There
Yeah.
shouldn't be any restriction on a plant,
I just
man.
cleaned out my grinder, bro. I packed this shit.
I'm coming.
Please keep the
Whoa.
weed smoking to a lot in here.
To a lot.
Heard.
Repeat that.
Who's got
Still
that
legal
Zaz?
federally.
Right here, bro.
Hey, Don, you know what time it is? Oh,
Who's
way
Nick not here?
up
It's
there.
that
Why I have
time.
gasoline in my
Way
head?
up. The upper room.
It's hard to hear you over here.
Hi.
talking.
Yo, I'm sucking gas.
You can hear me, right?
Have no fear,
Yeah, I
Nikki's
can hear you.
here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear all y'all.
Good.
Yeah, I just
I'm
hard
deaf.
to hear
Yo,
over
let's
the music and the
hotbox this
people.
place,
It's not
bro.
good if
Oh
she
shit.
don't make it in.
Yo, let's just get like a fucking a
I wish
bin
I could
and
dab
throw
it
a
right
brick in
now,
there and
the
just light it on fire.
music.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
do
never done that.
Much
Throw
better.
bricks and fire and just hotbox shit out of a place.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, man.
Sound good, man. Look at my fit.
No, fucking weed. A brick of weed.
Thanks, man.
No. Why coke? The guy won't do anything. You're just wasting good coke at that point.
If you getting bricks of weed,
Yes,
bro, I
yes.
ain't fucking with you, bro. I ain't fucking with that Reggie shit.
Yeah, Reggie shit.
You keep that
Nobody likes
Reggie.
that
You keep
cow.
that Reggie
That's
shit.
Donnie.
Get out of here. You already know, boy.
Bro, I spent some time with some hippies.
I'm
So,
smoking-
yeah.
I'm smoking that cig of weed right now.
How's it going, guys?
What up, bro?
Chilling.
Be right back. I need to go make a call.
bro.
He probably has like 10 minutes left.
Do I have a blunt roll?
Rap.
A blunt
Thank
wrap.
you.
Oh, I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. Muzzle spasm. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go stand over here by myself.
Yo, we gotta vote for Nicole. She's cool.
That's where I'm
Hola,
from.
how are you, my
She's
friend?
cool.
Yeah, she's cool. That's Clementine's. That's Clementine's
By all
cousin.
means, sir. Help yourself to some
Y'all about to order some Domino's. Does anybody want some Domino's?
Yo,
I want
right up
some.
here.
We don't have a
Legit.
Domino's
I
franchise.
want Domino's. I want some
Hey,
chicken
man, we
wings.
don't have a Domino's franchise yet.
Yo, what up?
Say again, my friend.
No, they don't fly it here.
I was talking about in my head.
Yo, if you can, if you order that Camp Humphreys, Korea, I got you. I'll Venmo you.
Alright,
Supportive of it. I myself had to clean up, but you know I don't wear ties. All chest hair.
Nobody's got whiskey.
Shit, we don't even got Domino's on
Yeah,
base.
right up here at the bar, sir.
You know it.
Fucking Pizza Hut. That's what we
Get
got.
some more.
Fucking pizza. That's what we got.
To me, I think there's gonna be some surprises. Honestly.
If you tease
All I know is
slashy
that,
whiskey, you'll have
the
one
main
in your hand.
focus isn't even
Oh, I
the
appreciate it.
The main focus should be what they're
Oh
doing.
yeah, there we go.
I don't know.
Cletus McFetus. Is Cletus still running?
See, this is running.
I believe,
Carlos, which
Hey, I'm 100% sober. Thank you very much.
Are you?
Yeah, what do you think?
You? Okay, cool. Just making sure. I wanted to be
You
sure.
want me to play it through?
Much about him.
Who needs to
Looking
stand
good,
in the
Governor might
corner?
not make it in.
Apparently someone's
locked in
Make a fool of everybody in here.
FIB jail cell. Oh,
I'm trying to remember. I remember hearing about something.
doing over here,
I'm
Dale?
trying to think
I'm
about
a
why.
B Duke.
how's it going, man? You're
looking
looking
yeah.
fresh.
Ms. Garcia, would you mind slipping outside with me real
I
quick?
just asked this FIB agent. Agent Ola. You know why someone would be locked up in an FIB jail
John
cell?
Wayne was a Nazi. Is this song playing for anyone else?
What is it?
She's in her head.
I don't know, some person.
John Wayne was a Nazi.
I know we have a terrorist that's
See
still
with a
locked
British
up there because
accent.
we flew him to DC.
That terrorist is
You're Big Fisher?
is currently in.
That was a
Yeah.
long time ago, Morty. Or Olaf.
I don't know. Fuck. I
John Wayne.
haven't
John
locked
Wayne was a
anybody up there
fucking
in a while.
cunt.
Hey, also an announcement. If the music's too loud for you guys, you can turn it down.
Maybe he-
in your audio settings.
Ear
Flew
settings.
out.
Ear
I don't
settings,
know.
yeah.
Maybe he flew out when he was in FIB
You can
custody.
turn music to down.
Could be a million things.
Oh, where are you? You sound like a good man.
All right, so we're still waiting to start. Anybody have any jokes? They can come up here. Maybe one person.
Yeah, I got a joke. Our current government.
Yikes.
Oh,
All
bird.
right, that was a good one.
Roasted.
Throw in
Hey,
the
Bobby.
shade.
No
All right,
Hello, everyone.
cancel that.
Just a brief announcement.
Hey man,
We're
you
going to be
asked,
starting
you set 'em
soon.
up,
It
I'll knock 'em out
appears
of the
Governor
park.
Point is having head issues and will not be able to make it tonight.
Okay.
Say
Wait,
who?
what? She didn't
Governor
make it to
Lexi
the other
Point.
one.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah, no surprise there.
All right.
Never around.
She's scared.
But she never showed up to
Fucking
debates.
woman.
She's never.
Never shows up to debates. Yeah,
Yeah.
she took the last one. she
That's
didn't
very
show up to this
interesting.
one. Yeah, she still wins.
Hey, fuck.
In EMS.
Yeah, maybe
Great.
that's the problem. She got
And
too
the
much on her
government.
plate.
Fuck.
But
I
you
would
say you never
watch-
see her in the
Hey,
city,
fuck,
so I don't
fuck,
understand. It
fuck,
doesn't make
fuck,
much
fuck,
sense.
Who
fuck,
said-
fuck,
who's talking
come
to
here,
me?
Good luck
come here.
passing
Where you
shit
at?
in Congress
Yeah,
without
I'm
doing
upstairs.
EMS
Son of a bitch.
all the time, so I don't know.
Sounds
Vote
like-
fail, by the way.
Yeah, sounds like you're salty as
What's
fuck.
up?
Yeah. The fuck?
Dale for Congress? Let's
Wait,
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
we only
Dale
best
for
people like
Congress.
you in
If,
there. That's what we fucking need.
Dale for
Yeah,
Congress.
bro, you guys are
No,
crazy.
you wouldn't do that.
Thank you for the support, dude.
Lincoln Scott for
Yeah,
Congress.
yeah, Nathan Prince for Congress as well. Works hand in hand with the
Man,
Conservative
can I get
Party.
some more whiskey?
What? Wait, hold up.
Be two of my votes.
No.
How many spots are there?
Cut all
I
45
believe there's
million
eight.
that the
I mean,
National
there are
Guard
8
gets
spots,
every month.
9 people running.
What?
Yes, sir.
Nathan Prince for Congress.
So,
You two are
Watch
guaranteed,
for
and all three of
National
them.
Yeah, there's like a
yeah.
there's a
Alright,
three-way
well,
tie.
I'll ask. I'll
man.
ask him. I'll ask him during the.
But
Saying,
Point
yo,
doesn't plan on
Daquan.
doing that, so just saying.
Point
also Careful doesn't on who plan you on attempting root for.
Kinda ugly, bro.
Nice suit, Olaf.
True.
Alright, thank you.
I like your suit a lot. You're a good
Yeah,
man.
go ahead. Wash, man.
Taquande, go get yourself that Louis shirt.
Oh yeah. Alright, sweet. Thanks, guys. Alright, so we're going to start the debate. Here's going to be the format. I'm going to ask a question, and then the governor candidates are going to come up here and answer the question. They're going to have 2 minutes to answer the question. I'm going to time it, and then after, the same question is going to be asked to both candidates, and then they get a 2-minute rebuttal to that after that. All right, so
Should we have just both governor candidates come up to one of those 2 microphones over there?
Put your hands
yeah,
down,
that'd be
Prince.
Shout Olaf 106 to 102.
Your hands are still up, Prince. There you go.
1 or 2 guys.
Before we begin, I would like to say
Mark, you
good
look
luck
for that
to all
debate.
Congress
What's
candidates
going
and
you
my
guys know,
opponents who are here or are not here.
10-4, where you guys right now?
We're up here at the debate.
Yeah, good luck to you too, Bob.
106, copy that.
Yeah, it'd definitely be hard to hear
That's
him over
better.
there.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke, go back to where you were, bro.
Oh, all right.
He's probably blazed.
All right, cool. All right, so you guys ready? How you guys feeling? Everybody's good?
Oh, I'm always good.
All right. So I'm gonna roll a die and see who's going first here.
Get that guy off the stage.
He loves his D&D dice.
All right, that was a 1. So on my list here, let's see, Johnny Lawrence. It was technically Lexi was first, but I'm moving Johnny up, and Duke
You
was
can
2.
re-roll.
All right, let me re-roll. Yeah, Johnny's 1, Duke's 2.
Yeah, it is a common occurrence. She never shows up for this
Sorry.
shit.
All right, that was Johnny again. Okay, so here's the question. How do you feel about the current administration and how they handled the war, and what are your plans to protect us in the future?
Good question. Effectively, the current government and governor were set up to fail in a lot of ways from the previous governor regime. That coupled with the handling of the operations by the U.S. National Guard put the state of San Andreas in a position that is less than ideal.
What the fuck?
It wasn't until...
Did they just jump off the balcony?
Are we okay?
106, I'll be 97 to the debate.
Okay, sorry, let me restart. Effectively, the current government was against the wall from the previous governor's position that they put them in. I think they did as best as they could, and I think we're on the right track to fix the issues that happened from the war due to the financial aid that we're going to be receiving from Obama. So ultimately, I think that the only thing we could have done better is taking care for the lives of the civilians of San Andreas. That's really what I think we could have done better. And I think the U.S. National Guard should have done better at utilizing the resources allocated to them to better serve the state, or better win, I guess, for lack of a better term. Thank you.
All right. All right, so same question to you, Duke. So how do you feel about the current administration's handling of the war, and what are your plans to protect us in the future?
Well, I would say that they didn't do a very good job handling the war. It wasn't the government that did it, and it wasn't the National Guard. It was these great people that put their lives on the line. Each and every one of them were here fighting for this. Why do we pay off our enemies?
Done.
All right.
Why are we getting shit
Sacrifice
talk,
my
bro?
life and shit, bro.
Yeah, right?
All right. Do any of you guys have any follow-ups to each other's?
My glasses
In rebuttal, the civilians, in my opinion, shouldn't have been called on as an armed militia to do this. They should have enlisted through the National Guard. The fact that they did shows that they have a lot of courage, and I expect that from an American like myself. So by all means, we're not going to be stopped when there's a fight. But at the end of the day, if the U.S. National Guard was more open, or the recruiting, and we were able to fund those civilians, they could have been properly armed, properly trained, and maybe less lives could have been lost.
Sounds like he agrees with Duke.
Yeah, no, he basically does. I'm telling you, man, they didn't do right by you guys. And that's what we're here to tear down. We want to do a better job. Maybe if there wasn't so much confusion on how this whole thing is run, it could have been done better.
All right, awesome replies, guy. All right, so for question number 2, Duke's gonna go first on this one. We'll just go back and forth for who goes first. What are your plans for housing and jobs? Basically, the economy in general. Like, do you have anything planned to help the economy?
Yeah, basically, I want to make jobs available to all these hardworking citizens. Everybody that wants to put their dedication and time into something should have the right to do so. And no person should go one night without a roof over their head. It's on the government to provide affordable housing. How is a house on Grove Street cost $850,000?
Preach.
How is anybody going to afford that? Amen. It's on this government to make housing affordable and to make sure all these citizens are safe.
Awesome, great. All right, now back to you, Johnny. What are your plans for the economy and housing and jobs?
So first off, more jobs, more houses, more balanced economy. That's basically the 3 priorities. But what does that mean, and how does that mean? Well, that's a very long conversation that all of the economy experts need to be handling. But at the end of the day, your dollar needs to go further. My dollar needs to go further. I think that's a reality that we face in the state of San Andreas, regardless of your political alignment, from the top to the bottom. A dollar goes further here than it does in some countries, but it doesn't go far here when you look at some of the prices. So if I were to say anything, the economy needs to be rebalanced, and houses need to become... All of these individuals that are not...
How can I rebuttal exactly what I said?
Give me 1 second, I gotta do something.
All right.
All right. Exactly.
There's
But
common themes here. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next question. There's no rebuttals there. All right, you still with us,
I got a
Johnny?
fucking rebuttal.
Over
Fuck you both. Pulls out shotgun.
All right, so how do you feel about recent law enforcement corruption abuse claims? And this is for Johnny first.
There's been some recent tension with the police force, law enforcement agencies of various departments. The details aren't very specific, but the rumor that we constantly see in the news, or we constantly hear from the citizens who are accosted, that it's not being handled from the police department the way that everybody would like. It needs to be handled in a way that standard operating procedures are followed. I know there are a lot of officers that do so. Definitely the higher up representation of these law enforcement groups have been good examples, and it's only in lapse of focus that we see maybe standard procedures not being followed. Again, as with the National Guard, with LSPD, I don't think it's a matter of anybody doing poorly. It's that the funding and the training needs to be enhanced to accommodate for the changing environments of the state. I mean, day to day things change, new risks, new everything. So why can't the training be updated to do so as well, or to accommodate as well?
Be in my head.
All right, thank you. And same question here, back for you. How do you feel about the recent law enforcement corruption and abuse claims?
I don't think there's any question here that the law's always had an upper hand, as they should, but not maybe to the drastic degree that they do. There's no reason they should be gunning down the innocent civilians of our streets with automatic weapons. I think we need to come in with equal force training, so that way we can all be on an even playing field, so that the city is free and fair.
Awesome. My rebuttal to that is the the previous militarization of the law enforcement officers as a result of previous governor terms definitely needs to be rectified. Assault weaponry should not be used in the manner that it is unless the condition warrants it, but that is in alignment with my initial statement that not only training but resource allocation in the appropriate manners is what's needed for any positive evolution of an already existing great branch of this city.
And a rebuttal to that is on top of that, this judicial system of this city.
106, we got one outside shooter to the parking lot left the store.
People shouldn't be sent to jail for full sentences in hopes that they
118, do you guys have enough people down there?
That needs to be more accessible to these citizens, and right now it's not.
It's being worked on to be so.
Real quick on that one, I don't think that was part of the question. Can I respond to it?
Well, no, sorry, you can't. That was just a. You only get 2 minutes, one rebuttal each.
Right, but
so.
his response was to a question that wasn't asked.
Well, there'll be a free time at the end when you can reply.
I think.
106 suspects asking for free passage, no spike strips, no tampering with this vehicle. He's got one outside shooter.
Okay.
Parking lot to the left.
Considering many of our politicians have similar,
doesn't want you guys to approach him though.
Similar views on how they should do things. What makes you the better choice for?
106, it's an R35 GTR.
What makes you the better choice candidate for this position? If you guys are both kind of having the same views.
106, all officers on scene, get ready for 1080.
Can tell me who this guy
He's most likely going to take off southbound, so get your vehicles prepared down there.
And that's because
get one vehicle northbound. I'll get ready to get off.
I love these people, and these people love me, and I do whatever it takes for them. I listen with open ears, and I get things done.
Yeah, the people in the city. No, it's a good answer.
That was a great answer.
Great answer. All right, good job. All right, and then the same question back for you, Johnny. What makes you the better choice here?
I apologize that you may not know me. I have been representing LSPD and U.S. National Guard during my time of service in the state of San
apparently
Andreas,
parking lot left.
Previous to that, if you haven't had a chance to play chess with me in the park or sing karaoke with me here at this bar, then you wouldn't know me. And that's, you can call that my fault, but I'm only running because I saw how the war was handled, and I knew that a common guy like myself had to step up. I'm stepping up not only for the citizens, but for my morals and what I expect the standard of this city to operate as. I don't need anybody's. I mean, for me to do this, I don't need anybody's approval to do it. Obviously, I need somebody's approval to assume the position. But for me to be inspired to do this, that came naturally. I apologize.
17, you begin southbound Red Desert Street, taking a left onto eastbound Red Desert Ave.
It's gonna pit top.
All right. So I am nearing the end of my
17,
questions
timer
here.
set,
So,
taking another left
I just kind of want to
onto
go.
Martin Drive. He poofed. Oh, never mind, he's back
Is there anybody in
right.
the audience that has a question? Maybe raise your hand.
Taking another right onto Boulevard Del Perro,
I got a
northbound
fucking
Del
question.
Perro.
Alright. My name's Damon Falk, Captain of the National Guard. First of all, I don't get how you guys are saying that we were not like I feel like the blame game is being played here with these questions on the National
6,
Guard, right?
hostage is safe. Show me attachment next to him.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
So he's suspect 1050, he's gonna be back.
Can you hear me
Taking
now?
a left onto
we can hear you.
San Vitus
You can hear me now?
Boulevard.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
I don't like how the blame game's being played on
Taking a
National Guard, right?
right
So this is how it's
onto
played for
Spanish
us.
Ave,
So
eastbound.
I mean tomorrow's fucking Memorial Day, guys, and you guys are blaming the National Guard for how the war went. That's what it feels like personally. So a lot of people here.
Depending on eastbound Spanish
I
Ave.
mean, are you still standing here? Do you see any Russians?
No, we paid
Taking a right
Do you see
onto
any Russians?
southbound
$25
Elgin
million
Ave.
less.
Taking a left.
Yeah. All right. Let me explain that. Let me
Eastbound
explain
Howard
that.
Ave,
Let me
suspect
clear up the air.
1050.
All right. First of all,
Is this a question?
This is a question.
Going on
I
Los Santos
want
Freeway
to know
northbound.
what your guys' exact stance on is with the
Up the
National Guard
highway.
is, because both of you seem to be playing the blame. You say you're a part of the National Guard, and then you. I don't know. You just kind of blame them for improper training, but like we didn't have time. I want to clear up the air. We didn't have time to train. We got attacked nonstop by Russians.
I'll answer your question first. As I stated in my statement, I am not blaming the U.S. National Guard for the loss in the regard that they did. I said that we should not have lost, and the reason we should not have lost is because we should have had more time, we should have had more funding, we should have had more training, we should have had more dedicated individuals committed to it. That was why I have been blaming the U.S. National Guard, not for who they are or what they represent. I thank you for your service, and yes, this is Memorial Day. It deserves all the praise that that it has associated to it. So just to clear the air on that, I'm not blaming the U.S. National Guard. I'm blaming their
Suspect's got a
procedures,
spider.
processes, and
The structure.
resources.
It's the government's fault for not having your back.
Hey,
Or
I ask
smoking,
can I ask a
so-
quick
And
question?
he's going
Let's
off.
finish up
road
with this.
in
Do
it.
you have anything to say for that one?
I mean, other than that, I just want to say that, you know,
106, he should not be going off road here.
He major 1050 and like went flying over the guardrail at least
just
30 feet, 20 feet up, and
people out in the city and spend time with your family. That's all.
Here, here. Thank you. All right, Duke, anything from you on that
Section
subject?
9 southbound Sonora Road, secondary, keep comms.
What's that pit timer at?
Which government are you referring to?
I would like to ask that question as well.
Okay, you're speaking of the federal
I think it's
government
state. I
that
think
let him
states.
down.
Your timer should
Not
be
the
good.
state
or
government.
federal.
10-4,
I don't know if you know
Attempting
how
to
the
pit.
federal government works, but
Yeah, the
That's
state
not the
government
state
had
government's
nothing
fault, sir.
to do with getting aid for the National Guard in that
you should
sense
blame
that you're
Obama
speaking
for
of.
this
In
episode.
the context
I
that you're speaking
understand
of.
that, but it is still a government, right?
Right,
What?
but I think you're
And
twisting
they're
your words to
fault
make these
for
people
shortchanging
think
them.
something that you're not meaning.
The left continuing
All right, so next question down here in the front.
106,
Yeah,
10 for
yeah.
Bobby,
So
taking
my
secondary,
question is,
southbound
both of
Avenue,
you
past
guys
Williams Square right
are
now.
not adhering to
17
different
successful,
party
but the
lines.
guy
And
10
what I mean by that is you're both
Just
claiming
proved.
different parties than what is looking to be what's going to be holding with the majority inside the Senate or inside the Congress. What is your plans whenever you're faced with adversity in the Congress to get
Where do you
your
go?
laws and as such pushed through?
106.
Like, how do you plan to
Not
overcome
sure.
that battle if need be?
I can take that one first if you want.
After,
you go ahead.
by all means.
I don't plan to
It's
put
not
up too
to
much
be
of a
found
fight.
in
I plan
Legion
to work
Square. I'm
with
not sure what happened
the
with
current
them.
government. I don't want to work against them.
106 to
Nothing gets
113,
done.
you want to try and not
But
be
I also
located.
don't. I think we need a voice in there with maybe some different ideas that could hopefully change some of their thoughts, their ways of doing things.
Okay.
Historically speaking, when there is opposing parties between the Congress and government, or the House and the government, a lot of what is perceived delay occurs in the manifestation of laws. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of bureaucratic red tape. I obviously aim to reduce that by being real.
Black
with them. I'm gonna
GTR.
be
106,
a
he's down
regular
to the
guy.
docks
I'm
somehow.
not gonna bullshit with them. I'm gonna call them on what they're
106,
saying
113,
and be
you wanna
like,
come
hey,
with me, we'll have
if
a
you're not
talk.
willing to work with us on this, what is the compromise? And
gonna check
find some
something
middle
real
ground
quick
so that
and,
action continues to be taken.
Okay, so I really like your answer, but Duke, I want to ask you just one more thing. Along the same line, you say that you're not going to work, that you're not going to fight against us. But what if the majority party doesn't want to work with you? What are you going to do in that sense? I mean, what if they don't want to? They don't want to listen to your new changes, your new ideas, and things like that. What's your next plan there?
Well, I would hope that people that within the Congress would at least hear an opinion and just not ignore what I say altogether. Then those aren't the type of people that should really be in the government. Government should be about listening to people's opinions and different thoughts. How the hell can we make everything culminative? You know, I mean, this is supposed to be for everybody. How do we get a representation of everybody when one side won't listen?
That's the thing, though, is that, you know, obviously there's certain Congress that are going to be elected that may not have the same political views as you, and whenever you're fit.
But if you put a plan together that you just can't say no to, how do you say no?
Okay, no further questions.
All right, cool. Johnny, anything on that subject?
No, I opened that one. I believe you.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, it was never mind. He did rebuttal. Go on.
Somebody else have a question?
I have a question.
I did. Oh, go ahead.
All right, so I like the list of plans that you guys have going on, but I do have a question on what you guys are possibly going to do on the prison complex that the city has. More than 50% of people get rearrested and they go into a loop of getting back into prison. I think that the prison complex that we have in the city is false. There are faults to it. There are people that are literally being oppressed systematically and going into jail constantly. Are you guys going to do something about that? There are people that need to be rehabilitated further so that way they don't have to get back into jail. So I would like to know if there are anything that you guys are planning to do with that.
Sure, I'll definitely take that one first. So this coupled with my response for the Department of Justice statement that was made in the debate. reformation to the prison complex that we have in the state of San Andreas is required. I believe under my rule, significant changes will be seen there. I'm aware of, from a citizen's perspective, that funding and growth in the Department of Corrections has been occurring. As with all departments, as long as it does so with appropriate training and procedures and resources, we should see positive improvement on the criminal, or excuse me, on the prison element. And as criminals that are first-time offenders, there should be some groups available for them to work with when they get out of prison to help reform them, get their records expunged, and back on the streets as regular citizens without any weight carried over them.
But what are this?
One second, and I'll entertain that. The Department of Justice is operating at the speed it is able to. I know that there is going to be some significant changes in the works from, as I understand it from the Weasel News, there is going to be a new Attorney General. There is going to be an expansion to the number of employees that work for that department.
106 to the officers involved in
With
1080.
that,
Go back to
coupled
where the
with
1080
efforts from,
where you poofed.
personally, if I get elected, we will see the Department of Justice optimized so that the fair trial can be brought to everybody. And was there a rebuttal or a question somebody had?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm
Should
sorry,
we let Duke answer that? I mean, we haven't let Duke go yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Moderator, it's all yours.
There's no question that our prison system is severely undermanned, as well as our justice system, and that needs to be addressed in order to expedite some of the cases that go along. And I also think a probationary program should be put into place for people that want to, turn a new leaf. There's no reason that it should be so hard for people to turn that new leaf. Everyone here wants to work hard to make money, and they should have the opportunity to do so.
Kane, when are we gonna resume scene?
Where don't they have that opportunity?
Perfect.
They can't get.
We're gonna have to wait another 3
So
minutes.
everyone amongst the city,
Anyone can get a
everyone
job.
amongst the city had equal opportunity to join
People
a job.
can do
to
legal
face
jobs
it.
and not go to jail or not shoot people or go 190 on the highway, and that's probably a good
You guys all ready?
And they can get their criminal record expunged, sir.
Yeah, for 250,000. Does everybody here have 250,000 in their bank account? Does every
Maybe
single
brutal
person
punishments
here?
on people
that
shouldn't be
would
the
be
solution.
Real quick,
I don't think brutal punishments on people should be the solution and put them in prison right away. But that's just my
Let's allow
opinion.
one person to speak, everyone.
Yes, please. And 250K is the current price in this economy. I assume with economic changes, prices would alter.
Even if the prices alter, 250K in this current economy is still too high. You have to understand that whenever the average prisoner is sent into prison, that they're paying hundreds of $1,000s in fine. And yes, they did the crime, so they pay the fine, yada yada yada, whatever. But what do they do whenever they get out to get that fine erased? They don't have an option to get a real job as what
they can get their record expunged, sir.
Yeah.
Getting your record
but how
expunged, what does that cost?
How much does
One at
that
a time.
cost?
One at a time, please.
How does he get that money?
How do they get the money to do that?
Sir, I agree. As a guy who plays golf on Sunday, with the same clubs I've had since I was 10 years old, I agree that the prices in the city are high and they will and need to be adjusted. If you have problems with what's being charged by the Department of Justice, I can look into it, but you might need to have a conversation with the representatives of that field.
Oh, for sure. That's just that would be the next question, Duke. How would you handle that? I mean,
like I said, man, how is somebody
take our money,
going to
go play
afford
more golf.
$250,000 when they're a criminal can't get a job with no money?
You're gonna be
That
paying
shouldn't
off
be
on
like
Saturday
that.
and Sunday night.
A criminal can go get a job though.
Don't be a
There should be
criminal.
programs put into place that allow them to work with the city
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
to show that they want to turn that new leaf.
Amen.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Can I
definitely.
default Danny for you too?
No.
Kind
of.
Okay. No, you're good.
All right,
By the way, fines are only really that high if you're attempted murdering a bunch of cops.
I got a question.
And,
Hey, mistakes happen, man.
yeah,
That's
that's
not a
not really.
mistake.
That's not really a mistake,
That's
sir.
a mistake.
Hey, guys,
That is an invalid
Hey, respect the
example.
mediator. Respect the mediator, please.
All right, so I'm getting word we have we have the arrival of Lexi Point. Is she in the building?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. Okay, so we want to give you the opportunity to come up here on stage and maybe answer a couple questions real quick.
Yeah. If I understand I was late, if you guys want to finish with the debate, I can answer any questions afterwards. I'll let my fellow candidates here go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. So those were the end of my questions. I was kind of wrapping up the debate at this point. Unless there's any other very urgent questions anyone has.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question.
I'd like to ask one.
This
too,
is for
after.
both candidates. If your campaign has alienated some of the higher-ranking members of society, how would you go about mending those relations once you take office?
Well, it goes from. Do you want to go first, Duke? I went first last.
What members are you referring to?
The head of police departments, head of federal agencies, medical departments, Department of Justice,
Yeah, I
etc.
don't see any reason why these departments can't get together and come to agreements together, work together. That's
Well,
what
I'm
this is all
saying
about.
if they feel you have alienated them, how would you mend that relationship?
By sitting down and hearing any problems they may have with me and apologizing for any wrongs I might have done without knowingly doing so.
Isn't an
And then
apology
hoping
an
to work
acknowledgement that
together.
you were wrong in what you said in the first place?
That's a start to at least something, though.
Yeah.
One side has to at least apologize for fucking up.
It's up to
So
the
he
candidate
can say
to
whatever he wants on the campaign trail and then apologize for it after?
And everything is all fine and dandy at that
So
point?
everything that's been going on in the
And
government
that goes for
has been
both
straight and
candidates,
dandy. Everything's been going good so far. Is what you're
Is
saying?
this a question
I
for
don't-
Duke
I
or the
don't-
audience?
Yeah, I don't feel like how I've alienated anybody. My whole thing is based on freedom and fairness. I want freedom and fairness for everybody. I know people hold positions that sometimes are hard to do, but I think those people could also work together with me, with the citizens, to all come to agreements together, to all be happy together so this whole place can coexist.
You asking that question just lets you know how much you know about Duke. So yeah.
All right. Johnny, do you have a response to that?
Yeah, if I alienated any individuals that are in positions of power over departments that exist within the city, I can only say that it's kind of tough cookies. I've said what I said and I meant it, but it doesn't mean that we can't come to an agreement in some way or another. A compromise for progression across, and for proceeding down the path for success is needed for everybody. It's a mutual gain. If they want to continue to hold grudges, then that's not necessarily being the bigger man. I'm willing to be the bigger man, admit what I said, and work for a common ground.
Thank you.
All right. And I believe there's a question down here. Yep.
Okay, so I've heard a lot about the campaign trail, about changing how the police act, how their tactics work. How exactly are you planning on doing that? Do you have any ideas in place?
Yeah, so I'll take that one first. First and foremost, not only do we have to ensure that funding and relationships are mended and that the appropriate staff and recruitment procedures and processes are defined, but we have to ensure that the university is reopened and certification and applicable training are given to the members that are holding important positions, especially the ones that are protecting civilian lives or mending civilian lives. And
Johnny Lawrence kind of got
with
one
that,
up on
that's all I have to say.
Duke Dab.
Like I've stated before and stated in my campaign plan,
because he was like, "Oh, I'll apologize after when I take office."
Force training for our officers.
Johnny Lawrence was like, "I said what I said and I meant it."
Gunned down
Question:
with
do they
automatic
even have anything
weapons
saying
in
in
the
how
event
you
they have a
guys run your
taser gun.
departments, anyways?
No.
I
All
didn't
right.
think so.
Thank
Okay.
you. So that was kind of the end of the
Let 'em
debate.
know, boys.
I think we're gonna do just a last kind of closing argument or closing. Okay. Do you have a
Can I ask
question?
Yeah. How do you expect to change the way a police force work when, as you as governors, have no say in how they work? It's not you don't have any validity in that whole conversation in the SOP or anything.
I'll take that answer. Yeah, and I know it may be Duke's turn, but I think I addressed this in my original response. By ensuring that they have the appropriate funding, by ensuring that they have utility services and education services within the city that are operational, so that when incidents like this occur, corrective action can be taken by providing training or additional education. There can also be additional education considered in the SOP for entry level people before they can even begin their job. They can now utilize a service that doesn't currently exist.
All right, Duke, is there anything?
Hey man, if I got to do the training myself, I will. If I got to show everybody how it should be, there's no reason we should be blasting people's heads off.
Sir.
I mean, that's kind of
Okay. That doesn't even answer the question.
If you're
Yeah, that's National Guard's job.
officer, you're not allowed to train other people how
I,
to be a police
With
officer.
no
You
law-
need a certificate.
Well, there's no reason
Can
for you to get shot.
I,
Police
can I make a
officers do for no
statement
reason.
about this question?
Yes.
I think
of
we all
course,
know
yeah, go
what's
ahead.
going on in
All
this
right.
city. It's no big secret.
Okay, I think a lot of people are focused on blaming the departments as a whole. It's not necessarily about giving them more funding to do their job correctly. It's about actually holding the individuals that aren't doing their job correctly accountable. which I think we
Amen.
can all agree
Holy shit.
quite a few of those individuals are going,
Someone with
you
a
know, they're
fucking
skating by
brain?
unscathed, they're not getting
Yeah,
in
what the
trouble, or
fuck?
they're not being held accountable for those issues.
Of course, man.
So
Holy
I don't
shit, an
necessarily
IQ
think it's about
over
changing how
five.
things
Are
are
you
done,
guys like
because there are
managers
plenty
over
high-ranking
here or something?
officers that
What?
do their job correctly
Yeah,
and have
what's
no
up?
issues.
Yeah, because this big giant
So
semi
again, I
truck
think
that
it's
just
just about
ran
holding
over all the
specific
cars parked on the
individuals
side.
accountable.
No, I'll rebuttal that one. I think they should at least be open to opinions, those high-ranking officers, from some
we
of the
definitely
citizens
are.
of this citizens of the city.
And
Holy crap.
I do have another question.
Nice,
too. I'm
nice.
sorry. Are you guys done? I'm sorry.
I have a question. Might have been a local. I tried talking to him, but
I mean, this looks like a local car right here, so.
Was this the car that they were in?
no, I was in a big semi truck.
Did it have a tanker on the back of it?
No,
Oh no. Nothing. What was on the back of it?
just I'm not sure, but it was like it wasn't a gasoline or anything like that.
I don't know if any local semi trucks drive down the road. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
I
look
don't
into
know.
it though.
And
I have
What?
a pending case
Real quick,
against
hey,
MRPD,
can I get my
and
rebuttal
I
in?
still can't get no
Oh,
help.
can I
Go
answer
ahead.
that question? No, can I?
No. Get your rebuttal in. Go ahead.
So my rebuttal, and I was kind of touched on earlier, is when it comes to the LSPD and the training that is going on, most of that can be supplemented with accountable. But one thing that's going to limit the number of incidents from newer LEOs is schooling and appropriate certifications for positions of power. And as those positions and the challenges and threats that evolve in this city, there needs to be more training to meet those threats. In my opinion.
What kind of accountability are you guys thinking of whenever you're thinking of accountability for the officers that aren't doing their jobs correctly?
Let them go to jail.
That's not up to us to personally decide. I believe that's up to the departments to decide how they're going to do it. But
And it's up
if
to the court to be available to go through that process.
again, the court is going to be available. But effectively, at the end of the day, if I actually lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So, any more questions out here, or?
Yes.
All right.
So
Continue.
I do have another question. I know, Miss Point, this might hit you hard, I guess, in some way. I heard Duke has a healthcare plan for, I don't know what it is. What is your guys' plan for healthcare? Because apparently it's an issue in the city. And how are you going to fix it if it is what you guys think is broken?
I mean, I can take lead on this. Assuming everybody does agree that the healthcare system is broken. I mean, we really have no issues to change it. We've enabled many acts in the past, like in the previous government, to allow citizens that can't afford to pay their medical bills the opportunity to apply and get funding to pay their medical bills. Now, with our campaign, that fund has been almost tripled. So therefore, we can actually help more people and raise the bar of the minimum requirements so we can help more people to pay their bills that can't afford it. So in that regard, we have that available and a couple other initiatives that we're adding into our campaign. We are not going to be enabling free healthcare because that's just something that our government can't currently afford. So the hospital will remain privatized under our campaign. However, we are actively seeking alternatives and healthcare solutions so that everybody can afford their medical bills.
Can everyone talk about their tax plan and what you plan to do with the current taxes?
I think we need to finish the current question first.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, my response to the healthcare question is, I think that the EMS and any supporting services that are or will exist have or will do a good job at what they're already doing. Meaning that the only issue I have is the charges, the price of the charges right now. Just like the prices of housing, it needs to be balanced. If those were applicable to the income of the average individual, then I don't think the complaints for EMS would be as such. I know that they could use more staffing so that they're more available, and I know there are some changes on deck for that, so we can hope for good things there. But that's what I would say.
Healthcare, free or not, is only good if there's someone around to give it to you. And I think for too long, it's been too hard to find good medics in this city. I don't know what needs to be done in order to encourage people to join the good healthcare team, whether that be raising the wages of our healthcare workers or what, or making healthcare just available to the citizens. But something needs to be done. Too often are people left dying on the side of the road for no reason.
But the worker,
Can
the
I
healthcare
rebuttal?
workers. Oh yeah, sorry.
Can I rebuttal?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
I see a lot of fingers being pointed that there are not enough medics in the city. What's stopping you and your friends and your family from applying?
Same for Department of
Apply
Justice.
to EMS.
Many
Boring
positions
as fuck.
available.
Well, that's
Well, with that mentality,
some
how
of
do
us
you
do the
expect
job
everyone
because
to-
we
Let's
have
respect
to.
the speakers, please.
Some of us do the job because we have to and we want to help the people out. That's what I would expect a medic to
And we
do. You're
commend
here
you
to serve
for
the
it.
people. But I see a lot of people pointing fingers that there's no medics on, no DOJ on, but none of you are seeking the chance to apply. None of you are bringing people into the city. You're not bringing cousins in to apply for these jobs. So we can't fill the positions if nobody's willing to do them, guys.
Well, from personal experience, sometimes it's hard to get into the government system and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot of pushback for new entries, it seems.
EMS is always
The
higher.
only thing I'll say is there's
Can you
room for
respect the
compromise
speaker again?
in all fields of that.
Quick question on the whole health or raising the rate for the medics. Since the hospital is privatized, how is the government going to be raising the rates of a privatized business?
Can I take a point on this, please?
I think that question doesn't make too much sense.
All
but
right,
go ahead.
That was the rebuttal that Mr. Duke had. So I just wanted to ask how you.
All I can do
okay.
is make suggestions. If they don't want to follow it, that's on them.
Okay, so upon going privatized, we did actually raise the wages of the medics by, a significant amount. They make a lot more than they used to, and I think that most definitely compensates. Medics make, I think, I'm not sure what the comparison is to other whitelisted jobs at the moment, other government jobs, but they make quite a bit. Trust me, they make enough. So I don't think raising the wages of the medics is going to make a difference. I think it's more so finding the people that want to apply and want to be here to help the people and do that job. Not enough people want to do that job.
That's kind of what I was getting at, and I was really asking how Mr. Davin, how do you plan on making the Pillbox Medical Hospital a government business? Really, is my main question.
It wasn't a government business. I had a proposal together that I proposed that we offer to buy the hospital.
Okay,
And it
okay,
would
that's
become
kind of what I was
government
getting at. I just wanted to find.
Could I rebuttal that?
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
Mr. Davin, you haven't been in government, obviously. I respect that, but do you know the current state of the government? I don't think you're aware that the government could not afford to buy a hospital back, sir.
How could he know? How could he know the current state of the government?
It is working off quite a large debt, and buying a new hospital is going to cost money to the National Guard, who doesn't want to lose funding. It's going to cost money to the LEOs, who we're trying to offer more money to. So, I mean, I don't know where you think the money comes from, sir, but it definitely comes from somewhere.
That would just mean mean taxing our great people more, correct? To get more money.
Exactly.
I say just cut the guards off. They ain't doing shit anyways.
In my platform, the tax bracket setup that I had set out is you would be taxed equivalent to what you use, and also making marijuana legal 100%, and making it a free open market that is taxable. So if you choose to take part in said activities, you pay a tax to the government.
You realize it is legal, right?
It's legal, sir.
It's not an open market.
Sir,
if something's legal, that means it's an open market and it's taxable.
Respect the speaker, yo.
You don't.
sir, I would like to add to that there is open dispensaries. If people are not working at them, that's not really an issue. I know is it Kyle Taco? He owns a dispensary himself.
Where's the dispensaries at?
I've never seen it, never heard of it.
Yeah, where the fuck are these
I've been
dispensaries?
What are you talking about?
And you can personally grow your own marijuana, and it is legal.
Yeah,
I've been
but you
asking
shouldn't.
for a permit, and the government has not been able to.
You don't need a permit.
You don't need a permit.
To carry?
See, this
I've been told I've been
You can carry 3 bags, sir. It is legal.
I've been told I need a permit to carry more than 3 bags, and I've been
Yeah,
trying to
that's
get
more than
I've
one.
been trying to get
So-
information on this, and I
Here,
didn't
I'll
go to
jump
the
in.
hospital, and I could not get no support.
Yeah, I got you. I can jump in right here. There are medicinal locations where you can obtain recreational marijuana, or excuse me, medical marijuana. My grandma has to use it for her glaucoma. And places like the rehabilitation center are a good location for that medicine. I believe if you coordinate with EMS applicably, they might be able to set something up. I don't know the logistics there, but I know my grandma goes through the rehabilitation center for that and has fully done for numerous years.
Might I add also, you guys are bringing up judicial issues in a government debate. The marijuana thing is not a government debate, it's already legal. The licensing to get a permit is through the judicial system, through the courts, is
Well,
where you would get your permit.
It is technically relevant in the sense that we could modify laws that would modify how it is treated on a state level, which would then influence how it is able to be acted upon on a federal level.
There's no reason we can't tax sales of it.
Federal laws always trump state laws, sir.
Well, there is actually an act that I forget the name. It's like Robar Harchar or something like that that prevents the influence of federal level if the state level permits it.
All right, so I think we're
There's
stopping
two fucking
with that
trolls
question.
out here.
Let's do
Marcos and something else.
closing statements. You know, we're basically wrapping it up. So let's start. Lexi, do you have anything for closing statement?
I mean, not necessarily. I was not here for the majority of the debate. However, I will be here.
I'm just gonna kick them
if
for
anybody
trolling.
has any
Like, they literally just
specific
blew that up for no
questions,
reason.
Regarding my campaign. As far as my closing statement, thank you guys for being here, and I trust that your vote will lie with the correct person.
All right. Let's see. Duke, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I think it's no secret here that there seems to be a disconnect between the citizens and the government. To make all this information maybe not more accessible, because it may be accessible already, but be with the people to hear what they want. It seems like a lot of complaints fall on deaf ears around here, and I hope to change that.
Again, thank you for your guys' time and participation in this event. Thank you to my opposing governor candidates. My closing statement is simple. We, as a community, need to hold ourselves accountable in all aspects that we can. And when I say accountable, I don't mean for how we mess up. We all learn from where we mess up, or we should be learning from our mistakes. But it's how we can always improve. We should hold ourselves in the accountability to improve. That includes all departments, that includes all citizens, that includes all classes, ethnicities, and cultures. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Excuse me. I was kind of late, but I have like 2 questions that just need to be answered.
Yeah. I mean, if we have a couple more questions, yeah, sure. You guys know? Okay.
All right. See, the first question is, what's y'all plan? This is for all candidates. What's the plan for low-income housing?
We already went through that.
They went through that, sir.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Okay,
I
wasn't here, so I can respond with my campaign for that. So currently, I don't know if any of you, paid attention to Weasel News, but one of the previous bills that was passed in the last session of Congress was the Public Housing Act. So there are public housing available for those that, seek it and are in dire need of it. All you got to do is apply, and it will be there for you. That with our campaign will still be enabled, as well as we've dedicated more housing. We've got more funding in better areas of the city, as well as some reform programs for lower income areas of the city to create public housing for people so that they can afford these houses.
Got it.
All right. Did I miss somebody on the closing statement? Sorry.
No, you got everybody.
No,
You got everybody.
Can I ask one more question as well? I'm so sorry. Just one last one. So what is the government, or what is your plan to do with the what are your plans to do with the current money that we that the government has? Are you planning on on any other things that you guys might have going on that you might want to do with that money that you have, or are you guys just going to be doing the affordable care housing? I mean, what kind of cost are we looking at for the people? Essentially, is what I'm looking for.
Okay, so currently, as part of our platform, we are not planning on raising any taxes. That'll be for my platform there. There will be no taxes paid to any of the citizens for this public housing. This is already funded programs that are ready to go and just ready to be implemented. So if you've read over my campaign, you'll know that there's quite a few social programs that we plan on implementing, and all of them are already funded with no increase to the citizens in their taxes whatsoever. So nothing will change for you. Really, we're just giving more options without a cost to you.
Cool. All right. That wraps it up. Thank you everyone for your time. Can somebody make an announcement about how we're gonna do the actual voting? Does anybody have that?
Yeah,
Speaking of that, how are we doing that?
An announcement will be made. Keep your ears to the news channels.
What about that Discordia? Can we just do it through Discordia?
And make sure you vote
That
Lincoln
is-
Scott for Congress.
That is also a venue, or a channel on which the information will be distributed.
All
Alright,
right,
any
thanks everybody for coming out. Vote Duke for the people.
Any specific questions regarding me and my campaign since I missed the first half of the debate? I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
Thank you.
so you missed the first half where everyone was talking about the discussion with the military, the National Guard.
Don't care.
I want to know what is your view
yeah,
on the
let's
National
go.
Guard?
Yeah, I
Everyone
don't
keeps
care about
saying
no
they want to
National
raise
Guard.
budget
Fuck
and increase
National Guard.
training, but I'm sorry, what the fuck you
Some
say?
more
It's over
Fuck
here.
National Guard.
Let me treat
You want to say that? You want to say that in a room full of National Guard members? All right,
Go back
bet.
in there and say it again right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Say it.
You want
Fuck
to say it
National
again
Guard.
right now?
Fuck
Fuck
National
National
Guard.
Guard.
Right
What the
here.
fuck do you do? What do you do?
Can we keep
You
it
fucking-
simple?
You know what I do?
Everybody
You
has
know
their
what I
own
do? I
opinion.
fucking fight on the front line saving your asses while y'all sitting in the fucking
Our
back.
asses. I'm in the fucking air
Just get
shooting
him
down
out of
fucking
here.
jets.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. Both of them.
If you was doing that fucking much work, bro, they wouldn't even be on our fucking land.
Let's keep it civil. Let's keep it civil.
Just get him out of
Why
here. Come on,
the
please.
fuck they on our land? Because you ain't doing
Jesus,
shit.
Dale. Look what you've done. I'm just kidding.
Why they on our land? Because you ain't doing
I'm
shit.
just kidding.
Punk ass.
What it is
Alright.
it's, there's too many uneducated.
I wish we
people.
fucking run my podcast right now.
My question was, everyone talks about increasing funding and all this, but we are just hearing these words. We're not seeing actual numbers or results. I want to hear what you have to actually think about how you can, like, what you're going to do for the National Guard, because basically what I got from the other candidates is they want to increase funding and everything and proper training, but that's all they say, you know.
I'm going to be completely real with you. Our government cannot afford to increase funding.
I'm not looking for funding increasing.
Our previous plan, like our previous funding that we did put in for you guys for the last Congress session.
Thank you.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me look at the numbers here.
The thing is, Duke's
Okay, so the funding that we put in for the previous Congress session did end up setting us back in our debt repayment
It's an
plan,
old karate
which is
injury
fine.
acting
Totally
up inside.
understood. You guys needed the funding, and it went to
Old
all
karate.
the equipment and things in the training that you needed.
Okay.
You did just
Yeah, no, I'm
receive
trying-
federal
yeah,
funding
sorry,
from
it just
Mr.
acts up
Obama and
sometimes,
Co. as
sorry.
they were here the other day, so that will help
Okay.
increase your budget to help you get more equipment. I mean, I don't know the military. I don't know what you guys are buying. I'm hoping the next general will let me know what you guys are buying so I can get an insight and know. But you are getting more funding. It just won't be coming from statewide. You're getting federal funding to get yourselves what you need.
Yeah, I'm not
And,
looking for funding.
as well as the federal support, so that you have the support you need this time in case anything happens.
I was looking for more of healthcare plans or something like that for our soldiers or something like that. If you had any ideas with that,
so-
anything like that.
Pillbox is currently working on providing tiers of healthcare plans to all government jobs. So that'll be towards LEOs, National Guard. Weasel News will also have one provided to them that's based off of how many employees they have. I also need to base that off of their current budgets to make sure that they can work within the healthcare plan, as well as being able to afford their, their wages and things like that. And then prior to employment being able to receive those plans, it will then be offered to citizens as well.
Ms. Point, how do you address the comments that were made that you're spread too thin by your opposition? They both had said that you, or not both, Mr. Duke Davin individually had said that you were spread too thin as being an EMS police officer and the government. What's your response to that?
I mean, Duke Davin doesn't know Lexi Point. She's been spread thin since her first day in the city, and I'm making it work. I received the head of EMS at a time when I may have had no idea what I was doing, and I would admit I had no idea what I was doing when I started. But in light of what I got, I did the best I could, and I definitely believe that Pillbox is thriving compared to past heads. I don't
Got it.
believe that I am spread too thin. I think I have just enough time to spend my time everywhere.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
I
Any
think
more
this
questions?
I think this guy here has a
I
question.
have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I heard a couple complaints from the people of the city in regards to accessibility to government programs. So how do you plan to make these programs more accessible to all citizens, regardless if they're a felon or not?
Okay, government programs. You need to be a little more specific. Like, what are you referring to?
Like affordable housing, these criminal reform programs that you've been speaking about.
Okay, so the criminal reform program, if you've read it in detail in my campaign, we do have plans to launch that to give citizens the opportunity to have their record expunged at no cost to them. They will have the opportunity to get a lawyer and go through the trials necessary. Again, at no cost to them, as long as they are showing us that they do believe in reform and they do want to get a job. They do want to change their life for the better. That program will not be easy. Everything will be provided to them support-wise, aka counseling, their parole officer, their legal counsel. Again, all they would have to do is just show the will and the drive to want to change.
Right. And well, I mean, another question to continue off of this, how do you plan to make life better for a felon? Because once you become a felon, which I mean really isn't hard, you could just accidentally just be going 30 miles over the speed limit, because it's kind of hard to drive some of these cars. Some of them are like really fast. So do you have any plans to make any changes to job requirements when it comes to already being a felon?
Okay, so I can't speak on that for LSPD and other government jobs because as a governor, you don't have the power to control somebody else's department.
Right.
I think we all need to understand that. Personally, for Pillbox, I can speak on that.
I'm very sorry.
Depending on what the criminal history is, I might let somebody in if it's a traffic ticket, a felony speeding, no full bodily intent to harm somebody. We'll help them go through the process of getting that record expunged so they don't have to deal with that on their record, and we'll still give them the opportunity to work for Pillbox. Again, like I said, I can't, as a governor, you can't change the expectations of other departments. If LSPD doesn't want to hire you because you're a felon, that's on LSPD. That doesn't change just because you're a governor. No, it's fine. It's good. I'll stay. We're good. I'll stay.
Hey, what is your plan?
I don't have a gun.
Oh, you don't have a gun? You know where they are?
No idea. I see a bunch of bullet casings going away from us over there. You see that?
Yeah. Probably just people looking for attention. I doubt they're actually shooting anything specific.
Over here, you see?
Yeah.
Bullet casings.
Was it like a drive-by or something?
Probably.
Let's see if we can see any bullet.
Is there any plans to change?
So what now?
In regards to also.
Oh, is it doing the black GTR?
Alright.
I've heard that. I mean, I'm not sure.
I believe that guy in the GTR has a warrant too.
I've heard that.
Yeah, he started shooting and then people scattered.
Yeah, which way to
go? He was going down the street that way, the way
Black
we're looking.
GTR, they said. Oh, was that Abby Roberts?
GTR just fired shot here with a bait and continued west on Vespucci here. Or Vinewood Drive.
Okay.
Eclipse Boulevard, sorry.
126, does that black GTR have a spoiler?
102. Hey, did that vehicle have a spoiler?
That black GTR have a spoiler?
10-4.
I think what a lot of people here are voting on is their opinion of who's their friend and not who is best for the job, I
Did you get a
guess.
plate on him?
I do agree.
I'll get up
And,
there.
I got a phone call, guys. I'll be right back.
I think that mines were kind of swayed tonight though in terms of
Hello?
people just becoming more educated on what the government can and can't do, and I think that was one thing that was a really good thing about tonight.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good point.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got actually one
ma'am.
since I've been on my phone reading Twitter, and there is a couple good points, because there is a lot of mechanics making enough money to make enough to buy fancy cars, Lamborghinis, and all
You
that.
make enough money to buy like millions of dollars in ads.
And
Yeah. Hey guys, make sure you vote for Lincoln Scott, okay?
Continue
voices in my
with
head.
your question. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, voices in my head. There's people out here in EMS. I've seen a lot of trainees come and go just because of there is a lot of inactivity
night.
because of their pay. Is there any way you can use some of the money that the citizens pay into your private company to raise their pay?
I mean, EMS wages were just increased. I think about a month and a half, two months ago, something of the sorts. We can always look into having them raised once again. However, you do have to keep in mind, think of Pillbox as a little economy. The more that I raise your wages, the more that the bills are going to go up for the citizens. So we have a really good balance right now of a bill to wage ratio. Again, like I said, we can always look at increasing those, but as of right now, EMS have the potential to make tons of money. You guys have the bonuses you get upon saving people's lives. I don't like you guys make a lot of money. You guys make a lot of money like compared to LSPD. I think increasing that is only going to get the wrong people in the door. They're going to get people in the department that want to be there just for the money. They're going to go on duty and sit in their head in the break room just collecting paychecks.
with a spoiler on the back. He was, like,
241, the one that was shooting at me was a grade 350Z.
I'm sorry.
Well, like, yeah, that's true, but then there's people like myself and Dale there to watch what they do, and if they're not doing good, then they can get written up, or they could just be warned to not be in their head wasting their time, or wasting our money and their time.
I mean, there's a lot more than that. Kind of sounds like more of a department issue and less like a governor issue. So, I mean, I can answer those questions privately if you want to talk about that at Pillbox, but that's not really something that a governor can change. That's something I personally can do for Pillbox.
Ooh, okay, yeah, just because, you know, making it private or public would not be good for that. You're right. Alrighty, that's all I gotta ask.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I met with Obama. I spoke to him about my campaign. I had him read it over. We did the, the public questioning in the front of the courthouse there.
Can I get a ride back to?
I mean, that's kind of how that went.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe Weasel News did do a
Signal 11 southbound
coverage
Alton
of
Avenue,
the
Pillbox.
questions on the staircase. You could always reference that later.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Yep.
I got one more question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know everyone keeps saying like the government can't change things that go into other departments, right? But couldn't the heads of the government, the heads of these departments come together? Like, wouldn't that be an option?
Anime, Pink, Honda Civic.
Come together meaning
Like come together and have meetings to work together to make the city a better place for everybody.
I mean, they absolutely could, but again, that's not something the government could really force them to do. That's something that the department heads would have to do.
Yeah, it would have to
on
be
their
everybody
own
working
accord.
together.
Yeah, exactly.
but
It's
I-
definitely something a government could recommend.
Right, right. I feel like it should be the
yeah.
government pushing for that change. you know?
Now, also keep in mind, Mr. Valentino, that you have to have a relationship with the heads of the government in order to have those conversations. And
Right, right.
the person standing in front of us honestly has the best relationship with the
Yeah,
heads of
I
our
mean, she's
department.
the head of the EMS.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I took over the head of EMS, I heavily relied on former Chief Brian Smith for his support to help me in like getting into that role because, like I said, I'll be completely honest, I had no idea what I was doing at the time. I didn't have prior experience. But, you know, when you get thrown into a position, you just kind of take it as a learning curve. And I'm definitely thankful that I had former Chief Smith there to help me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it.
All right.
Cool. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Make sure you guys check your Discordia in order to see how to vote.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Thank you.
Voice heard.
Vote Lincoln
now.
Scott for Congress.
Nicole Lopez, Democratic Party for Congress.
Vote Dale Doe for
Vote Nathan
Congress.
Prince for Congress.
Vote Cletus.
That could not have gone
Who's
anywhere.
Cletus?
Gonna be cool for showing back then.
I think it could have gone worse.
All right, let's go.
I would say you did pretty good.
Right here?
No votes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.